Hello, friends and comrades, and welcome to the demo for Twin Mirror. Oh yeah, by DONTNOD Entertainment or DONTNOD Studios. I don't know. They're just listed as DONTNOD. So, I mean, yeah, I guess. What this new trend of privacy? Oh, until the M is barely visible. So, like the bottom M, just barely visible, like right there. Okay. I mean, that was just barely visible for me. I assume it's the same for everyone else. Twin Mirror demo version by DONTNOD, which is a palindrome, the way that they've written it. Okay, let's take a look at all this stuff just to make sure that we're looking good. I think that should do it, yes. I would like full screen, however. And I'd also like the general volume to be just a little bit lower. There we go. No. Don't reset the defaults. That was a misclick. How to play? No, I'm going to figure it out as I go in. Is that a mistake? We're about to find out. Okay, Twin Mirror. Reflect me. Reflect me hard.
The skies are finally clearing up after a light rainfall most of the afternoon. The weather's approaching 49 degrees, so we've got a brisk West Virginia evening ahead of us. Wrap up tight and settle in, folks. This is 104.3 WVCK, the Basswood Sound. And I'm your host, Carrie Hammond. Coming up after a short break, mental health expert Dr. Wick will discuss the recent opioid epidemic that's been affecting
Fairly well animated character faces. Actually, the world looks pretty nice too. Very, very good looking world. Puddles look very nice. It's stubble. I'm liking it. Ah. We're in the southern states, are we? Not my favorite setting. I think the hardest thing to texture well is clothing. Like, it's really hard to get some convincing looking. We wake it, right? Yeah, don't bother me, bug. You bug. Don't bother me.
Playing wrong in my ear. You keep coming alive, keep coming alive, keep coming alive, keep coming alive. You keep coming alive, keep coming alive, keep coming alive, keep coming alive.
Going to Lookout Point, and we all know what happens up there, right? Giggle. Let's... Need to use the washroom or what? What's... I have no clue what's going on just now.
Time to kill before the funeral. Might as well
Aww.
spend it here. This place was always one for decisions. Somewhere for things to fall apart.
Going narration. Restoration sign.
Welcome back to Basswood, Sam.
Can't run. This is my only
I
speed.
came up here every chance I could. One of the all-time great views. Really makes a small town look big.
Came up here to make out with a lady. Okay, let's see. We got the cemetery.
I'm not sure Nick would even want me at his funeral.
Oh,
given
that's...
how I left things.
I mean, if it's his funeral, I don't think he's in a position to complain.
Strange to think of Basswood without its mine. My hometown. It felt more imposing in my nightmares. I remember spending entire summers on the banks, fishing with Nick.
Can't be that bad. Okay, let's, how do we get out of this? Oh, F to go back, okay. F to mourn. Fall hazard.
You'd think the massive cliff face would be a giveaway.
Should be, but you know, people are pretty dumb, so he gets signs like that now and then. Actually, I gotta say, in the car, his clothing didn't look that convincing, but out here it does. It looks really good, that leather jacket. It's a very nice texturing.
These trails were great to walk if you wanted to feel truly alone. Hunting is another tradition I could never get behind. Just don't see the appeal.
Do not hunt while under the influence of alcohol. For sure, for sure, for sure.
Some of these species are endangered. She wrote an article about it.
Patch of moss. Come on, I can't be nostalgic about that, can I? Oh, I etched something in there, did I?
Seems to be something here.
Me and Nick forever? Oh, A and S.
I get the feeling it still sees some use, given how bad the coverage is up here.
Okay, let's continue on. No hiking sign.
A lot of people were upset when it closed, but not upset enough to fix it.
Oh, that's just typical.
I left a sandwich in it for a whole week once. Dad never let me forget it.
Food locker. It's pretty funny. For a bear or for people? I don't... That's for bears, right?
I love looking at Basswood from up here. It helped give me perspective. Until that day.
Until that day. Am I going to learn more about that day very, very soon? Somehow I don't think that's what I'm seeing through the spyglass.
Why can't the real world be as clear and peaceful as my own mind?
Is this peaceful? Not gonna lie, I think your mind looks terrifying. Don't be fooled by all the bright colors. This is a hellscape.
Even if it does mean nothing stays hidden in here. Not even me.
Alright. We've got some life to examine. This funky ripple effect on my shirt is very, very funky. Funky effect is funky. Let's remember something. Press S to remember.
I've been meaning to ask you something. Don't freak out.
Is that
You be
Nick?
my little girl's godfather? I wouldn't trust anyone else with this.
And yet I stopped taking his calls. He even called once the day before he died. I'll never know what he wanted to talk to me about.
Well, yeah, I mean, he had the audacity to ask me something important while we were getting a high score in Pac-Man. What a jerk.
This is Anna. She works freelance. Does a lot of the human interest pieces.
What can I say? I'm interested in humans and their pieces. What do you like to write?
I gotta run to a review with Walt. You two feel free to chit-chat. And Sam, be nice.
Oh
I
my
had never
God.
met someone so interested in others. Even in me.
I'm gonna guess that we had some sort of steamy affair before my friend died. I never got a chance to break it to him.
The story is important. You know I think that. It's just... people around here have short tempers and long memories. Be careful. Sam, are you even listening to me?
Oh man, is this gonna be some like
Heard you, Anna.
cool murder plot
But no.
involving the
I wasn't listening.
mine closing? Okay.
Come on, Anna, look at this.
That design on my chest looks like I should have an Iron Man heart type thing.
Anna, you really need to see this.
I can't even see. Something's blocking it.
Oh my god, I stole that guy's girlfriend. I'm the asshole.
Sam. What are you doing?
I called it though. I called it though.
I'm trying to be romantic.
What? Wait. Please don't tell me you're proposing.
I'm down on one knee, a ring. What else would I be doing? You look like I just ran over your grandma. Okay, the silence is really starting to scare me now. Anna, please say something.
Sam, put that away. Come on. I don't want a ring. I don't need a ring.
Yeah, marriage is for fools. Just let her date two guys at once.
You should know that. We've discussed it before.
Commitment issues. Or she was actually dating both of us at the same time. I don't know which. I guess I'll find out over the course of this game.
We weren't happy. She was the one brave enough to face that. Lost in my head again. How much time did I miss?
Last time I was actually abducted by aliens. Really not going to show? Oh. Oh. Whoever Bug is going to be very disappointed. I'm going to get myself injured so I have a way out. I need an excuse. It's like, yeah, I broke my leg up on that cliff. I was just going to take a quick pee break out of my car. And then
I missed the funeral.
next thing
Maybe
I know...
it's for the best. On the bright side, Nick's not alive for me to let him down again.
Yeah, I mean... Apparently I stole his girlfriend or fiance? I don't know which. Walter.
Sorry, Walter, but I don't think I'll stick around. Given up already? Just a quick, depressing jaunt down memory lane and then you're gone?
Oh my god, I'm
Who you think
schizophrenic.
that the only thing waiting for you down there is hurt.
Hearing voices.
Lots of hurt. And you might be right. But it's been 2 years.
I'm seeing dead people.
It's
Is
time
that
to
Nick?
face the world. Time to adult. The good news, though, at least you don't have to do it alone.
Yeah, we've got Polaris. No, wait, wrong game. Beautiful town. The city looks really, really gorgeous, actually. The way that you navigate things, it already does remind me of the last demo I played this week, which was Detroit Becoming Human. Just that kind of like, you still coming? I'm almost there. Got stuck in traffic, almost there. Fell down a cliff, broke my leg. I don't know if I'm gonna make
Lost
it.
the signal. Something's never changed.
Oh, I didn't even get that text out to him. Come on. Okay, F to go back. Come on. The way that it's like a first person or third person in both of these cases, actually a third person like point and click adventure. It's not really that I mean, maybe I do get a gun later. I don't know. Let me shoot some things. Let the shoosting begin. But maybe it's just, you know, this kind of like third person point and click adventure where I get to investigate things. That's kind of cool. Detroit Becoming Human definitely used it to excellent effect. That whole memory delve, I'm not entirely sold on it yet, but I need to see how I can use it to advance a plot. So I gotta say, like, the demo's gotta give me something a little bit like that for me to like that mechanic or to like that method of storytelling. Joan Bug Waldron, Nick's daughter. Can't imagine what she's going through. I'm probably the actual father, though. Sorry, Nick. The affair started much earlier than you thought. She has my hair.
Really?
She's definitely my
You
daughter.
actually came.
It's been a while. You've gotten taller.
Can we talk?
We're talking right now.
It's cold.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. She's old enough to drive? What is this? How many years have I missed?
So,
You left.
Joan, that's not fair.
You left.
It's kind of fair.
It was more complicated than just me and you.
It's always more important than me.
Joan, listen. After Anna and I broke up, I couldn't keep living with her. I didn't have anywhere else to stay. So I moved back in with my mom, who's over in Connecticut these days.
You didn't call, text, or anything. You were just gone.
I was going through a lot, okay?
I don't know what
God,
to say to that.
stop bothering me.
You're right. I wasn't in a state where I could reach out to anyone. I'm still not. If Nick hadn't died, I never would have come back.
Thanks for being honest. You're always at least honest.
He's kind of an asshole. But,
Listen, I wanted to talk to you about what happened to Dad. It doesn't make sense. He wouldn't have just crashed. He drove like a grandma, you know that. It's wrong.
so this is gonna be like a murder mystery. I like
I'm
it.
just in town for the funeral, Joan. I'm not a PI or a cop.
You're the closest thing I can talk to.
Not a
Will you
thing.
just look
Whoa,
into it,
this is
Millie?
taking a really bad
Please?
turn.
She wants her father's death to mean something. But where does that lead?
Are you Nick?
What if it leads to the truth? That could change everything.
An hour ago, you wanted to run away. Now you want to start another investigation?
I am an investigative
A few
reporter.
questions won't hurt anyone. Just tonight. To reassure her. And myself.
She's
This
frozen.
is awake. If you poke around, people may end up poking back. Okay, whatever you do, at least leave the kid out of it. It would be cruel to lead her on,
Friends don't lie to each other.
even if it means disappointing her again. It's your call.
Yeah, we're gonna disappoint her again. Promise to look into it. Oh, enter to confirm. Okay, that's cool.
Okay. I'll see what I can see and all that. Gumshoe it up.
You will?
You make some good points. It doesn't fit. I hate when things don't fit.
Yeah, me too. I might just be, I don't know, crazy or something, but
You want to know for sure. I get it.
thanks, Muley. I should go in before my mom misses me.
Oh, wait.
Better get in there too. Can't hide in your car all night.
Who says I'm hiding out here?
I do. See you inside.
I do stand by that choice I made. I mean, something that happens in a lot of these stories, like, you know, from Harry Potter to a lot of teen fiction, actually, has this problem where it's like kids and adults just don't trust each other. You gotta get some trust going because, you know, not for any like creepy reason, but, you know, especially in a story like this with a murder mystery, you don't want her going out investigating on her own without me. Like, which is, we all know what would, oh my god, what's the Zuckerberg doing in there? What's that robot from Facebook doing in that photo? Put that away. Let's pill it up, and we're gonna go talk to our ex, possibly not fiance. You know, I think if I were to say, no, I'm not going to investigate it, the kid would probably just end up investigating it on her own, and then, you know, with no adult support, Gonna get in trouble. Gonna be horrible. Gotta help. Or at least gotta open up communications so that she
I'll
can
talk to
trust me
Walter.
enough to...
I'll have to sooner or later.
Wait, what? Seems most of the Base with Jungle crew is in attendance.
Whoever said you can judge someone by their car never met Tara.
Oh, like a little petite lady with a big pickup truck? Is that what I'm supposed to be getting at there? Oh, I can kind of like... I can walk at a slightly more brisk pace if I hold shift. That's
Yes,
funny.
the cat food is under the sink. Yes, yes it is, Mother. Trust me.
He seems skeezy.
Samuel is here. I'll call you back. Samuel Higgs, as I live and breathe. Has it really been over 2 years? Regardless, I'm so glad you finally made it. It's good to see you. What kept you?
A trip down memory lane. I missed the funeral, but I made it to Nick's wake.
You have to bring it in for a hug. It's a Basswood back in town requirement. So good to see you. Even if I wish the circumstances were different.
Okay,
In
let's...
times like these, we need the comforting touch of others. At least I do.
That's creepy. But I don't want to be like socially awkward here. Let's just give him a brief hug. That was a little bit longer than I liked, but
Also,
it's okay.
have you spoken to Anna lately?
Shush,
No,
man.
No reason.
No reason.
Get the
Come on, you can't
chance,
leave
we
it
should
at
catch
that.
up. We should really catch up. I'll see you inside.
He thinks she murdered him. Always gonna try and pin it on her. I know it. You're a suspect, man. You're a suspect. You never trust anyone who says "trust me," and with that tone of voice and a smile.
Ready for this?
Big grin.
Here we go.
Here we go. That's the most realistic open sign I've ever seen in my life. Better than the ones I've actually seen in real life. Just... Oh, God. Let's meet the town. Introduce me to all my suspects. Coal Miners Haven. But without the coal mine, so just Haven.
Mr. Samuel Higgs, big shot investigative reporter.
Didn't think you'd ever be back in here.
I'd gladly slash your tires, but that mean you couldn't leave town. And you are leaving town right after this, right?
What happens if I don't choose?
Well, Nick's memory only goes so far.
Punch him in the face. Start something. I should have done a total jerk playthrough.
Come on, it ain't worth it.
No, that's why I didn't do it. Come on.
Making
Give me some
friends
credit.
already, I see.
Declan, been a while.
Hey,
I don't like you
careful.
either. You're a cop.
I'd rather not be working tonight. And you always seem to angry up everyone's blood.
Just here for
I'm
Nick.
here to pay my respects to Nick. Nothing more, nothing less.
A little late getting to it, but you know.
Yeah. Shame that. You watch yourself.
Oh my God, the cop is guilty. He's a suspect. He did it. He's working for the energy companies or whatever the hell, the mining
I
companies.
think it's time I go put up a photo at the memorial board. That's what people do, right?
I don't know, is it? I've never... Wood carving?
It's supposedly the spirit of coal. Doesn't really belong here anymore.
Yeah. Doesn't belong anywhere. Shut down all the coal mines. Declan, I want to ask you about Nick's death. Anything suspicious?
You always did know how to start a ruckus.
Oh, gotta do the photo thing first, I guess.
That's where Nick and I sat every time he dragged me out for drinks after work.
Yeah, I'll just stand there awkwardly while two people are trying to have a conversation.
Sammy! Oh, it's been ages.
Tara?
Oh, me? I've had this stomach thing lately, always churning. And
Oh,
this
she's the
thing
one
with
with the
Nick,
pickup truck. That's
his car
hilarious.
went up like a Sunday ham. He burned alive, you know. Have you met Hugh? He took over the old
What?
pharmacy just after you left.
No.
The infamous Sam. I've read that article you wrote on the mine. You must have put in a lot of legwork on that.
Took a lot of research. I'm very proud of it.
Reading thousands
Shutting down
of
that
public
coal
records,
company.
But a pattern emerged of willful negligence.
You are a bulldog.
I don't care if I shut down this whole
Dangerous man
town.
to anyone using
No one's
power
gonna
to
exploit labor with me around.
That's nice of you to say.
Oh, don't hesitate to drop by the pharmacy sometime.
Oh, and Sam, you...
But for now, I have a feeling you're not here for us.
Oh, right.
That's true.
Don't be a stranger, Sam.
I'll visit your pharmacy. I have a lot of pills. I have a lot of pill needs. What the hell? We're celebrating the death of Jimmy Kimmel? What the hell? Jimmy Kimmel stars as Nick?
There was no love lost between Kathy and Nick since their divorce. But anyone can see she's taking his death hard. Kathy,
Sam, you actually came.
It's good to see you, I guess.
It's been too long,
I don't know, what would I say in that kind of situation?
Has it? Joan was really hurt when you left town. Nick and I were never close after the breakup, and Joan's never had a lot of friends.
Yeah.
Maybe don't break her heart this time when you leave town. All right?
I don't think I'm going to mention the murder thing just
Hard
yet.
to make promises. I don't do
It seems
well with those,
seems pretty
Joan.
insensitive.
I've noticed.
Seems just downright callous. Like, yeah, I think he was murdered.
But I'll try.
Sam, I'm gonna hold you to that.
Does she think he was murdered too? Is that why she's distraught? What's my photo like? Oh, Pac-Man. Hey. I guess I'll take a look at the thing. Oh, Mind Palace. Okay. Is that what we're calling this? The Mind Palace? Pac-Man. Hey, did you have to get the license for the name to appear in the game, or no? Can we actually play it? Because that'd be sweet. Oh, they even got the music and everything? Oh, man.
You're a lot like Pac-Man, Sam.
I consume everything in my path.
You find every last bite. The mind closing wasn't your fault. Your investigation just hurried things up. You probably saved some lives, you know.
Hi, Dad.
Yeah, good.
Hi, Muley.
It's worth it.
Language.
You're not my
Is that a
dad,
wedding
Nick.
ring?
I didn't know you were thinking about marriage.
Oh, it's just... It feels like the right thing to do.
Dad, what's the point of getting married?
Well, it's just one of those things people do, Bug. Here, you can play.
Someone has to show you grown-ups. Video games are the realm of the young.
Have you talked to Anna about
I
this?
feel personally insulted.
That's kind of the point. I'll talk to her about it when I show her the ring.
If you say so. Hey, just remember I'm here, right? If you need anything. Anything but my arcade secrets. Those I'll take to the grave.
So, Anna wasn't Nick's girlfriend? That's a relief. He was just introducing me to her for some other reason? Like, trying to hook us
Sorry
up or
we
something?
lost touch. Sorry I lost touch. Rest up, big guy. This photo always looked weird. Nick could never keep a straight face.
Nick and... Oh, God.
He
There we
was
go.
more her best friend than a dad.
Basewood Jungle Team.
I wonder
Is
who
any of
took
this going to
that
be
picture.
important later? Like, investigatively?
Happier times.
Wait, that is Nick and Anna. I'm so confused. Were they dating or not before I started dating her?
We drove straight to the sea after work on a Friday. Hell of a weekend. Bug
no.
was so small back then.
So, Anna was just his friend, right? Then he introduced us and
Those two
we
were
hit it
a
off.
great team.
Bye-bye, Nick. Not a lot of people writing on this thing.
Look at us.
Yes, indeed. Look at us! Okay. I accidentally hit escape, because I just thought that would be the
Samuel, guess
thing
I
to hit.
lost the bet.
Bet?
Yeah, that bet you'd never come back to Basswood? Not after you went careening out of town like a bat out of hell the instant that article broke bad.
Who was the bet with? Yeah, I'm curious.
Okay, I'll bite. Tell me, Dennis, who did you have a standing bet with?
Myself. So I guess I also won.
Oh, you're a jerk.
What are you even doing here, Dennis? You and Nick become friends or something?
Nope. He thought I was a drunk, which I am. And I thought he was a hack, which he was.
This coming from the IT guy. Didn't know resetting passwords could give you a journalism degree.
It can.
Oh, he was a journalist
but it does
too?
give me less patience for people who sling mud my way.
Friggin' US. Friggin' US.
At least tell me how you been.
Things have been great.
Really good. I'm thinking of going back to school. Go for another master's.
So
Second
you don't have
masters?
a
No,
clue
don't do
what
that to yourself.
do yourself.
Basically, yeah, that is what it
Anyway,
means.
Cheers to Nick. A man that, unlike us, people actually liked. Speaking of which...
Anna? Right now the story's very slow, but hoping it'll pick up soon.
As time draws near, my dearest dear, when you and I must part, how little you know of the grief and woe in my poor aching heart. 'Tis but I suffer for your sake. Believe me, dear, that's true. I wish that you were staying here.
Yo, I gotta talk to you. I think he was murdered. let's just go to the chase. I think he was murdered. I need some leads. Need to get to the plot here. Oh, we can also check
Should
the
I have
flowers.
brought flowers? Do people expect me to?
I should have found some flowers on that trail I was at earlier. Whatever, I'm gonna ignore her and play some billiards. It's not gonna let me do that. Maybe some darts. Let me play some darts.
Some people can play this game drunk. Anna was best at 3 beers.
Okay, I'm gonna give her 3 beers and then we're gonna play. Warning for drunk customers. Doubt they read it. Hey, that's my article. Here's my article. Let's inspect it. Basswood landmarks changing hands. Ethan Morrow will be taken over the coal miner's haven. Oh, I can just like put it in a special text box. Oops. To go back. Walter's article. A look at Basswood, the bar you forgot to remember. Yeah, okay. Mine photos? Yeah, I don't really care about those. I don't care about mines. If you're watching this and you live in a coal mining town, look, your coal mines. They're gonna go down someday.
You'd think a kid at a bar would stand out more.
No, let's get her a drink.
There was no love lost between.
No, I've
Kathy
already
and
said
Nick
that.
since
I've
their
already
divorce.
heard that. We
But
talk?
anyone can see she's taking his death hard.
Hey, I think he was murdered.
Give us a moment, Sam.
Yeah, I guess so. Declan's there. Dennis, he's a jerk. Sheriff Mitchell, wow, you're short.
Bess always had a soft spot for Nick. I think she liked his work ethic.
Oh, a police officer who got along well with the reporters. Interesting. Mind Palace.
Can't believe this whole thing's still working.
So, I don't know, this Mind Palace thing, I find it very intrusive, actually. It really rips you out of the context. It, like, rips you out of the context in order to make context, which is a very interesting decision. Like, I think what they're trying to do is actually pretty admirable here, but... I have to say, the clothing textures are actually really good. I think they're really good. Like the shirts, her boots when she was singing, they all looked fantastic. Facial animations are, they're okay. They're okay. They're serviceable. They're not like totally hideous. They're not Oblivion levels of let's make fun of it, but they're pretty good, but they're not like stellar. Yeah, there's not much to do during those memory moments, is there? It's kind of like I want probably fewer.
Nick and I spent so much money on this machine.
Then I left town and the bar's going under. Go figure. I'm not going to talk to her yet. I'm going to look at these drum kits. Except I can't. Okay. Hey. Hey. Ex-girlfriend. I'm back in town.
Sam!
You're going to be my love interest for the rest of this story? Yeah, I'm gonna let it happen. I'm gonna be awkward.
Sorry. Old habits. Why'd it take so long for you to darken my doorstep?
It hurts to come back.
I won't lie. It really hurt coming back. I stopped by Lookout Point on the way here.
Broke my leg. That's why I'm late.
Why'd you do that to yourself?
Desire to open old wounds. The old timers gave me hell when I came in, too.
People around here have short tempers.
And long memories.
But most of them mean well. Sam, the mine was gonna close anyways. Maybe
Nice bit
in a
of
year
UI
or
flashing up
two,
there.
5, if the Lord has a sense of humor. It was gonna run dry or have an even bigger disaster. It wasn't your fault.
I'll tell it to everyone
I
else.
wish everyone else understood that.
People are scared. Mad. You were easy to blame. When my father lost his legs, nobody knew the mine wasn't following regulations. You were the only one who started asking questions. Whenever people talk about you, he always says, you did the right thing.
Yeah, well,
Damn
your
right I did.
dad's Joe. He's an oak. Unmoving and annoyingly supportive.
It wasn't just him. Nick thought your piece was great. He was actually jealous. He always wanted to write something that shook the pillars of heaven, as he used to put it. You know, Nick and I had moved in together. It started to get serious. But I think it's only now I realize how much I cared for him.
You and Nick were together? Wait, before or after we were dating? I'm so confused about all these relationships.
A few months ago, he never told you? He asked me to let him be the one to say something. You two had been so close.
He probably tried. I hadn't been answering his calls.
So he introduced us to... They were just friends.
That's the worst part,
She and I
right?
dated. And then
Anything
after
broken
I
just
left,
stays
she and Nick
broken
dated.
now.
I think that settles it. I think
But
that's...
This was all nice. The funeral, the wake. Walter did a good job. But it all just makes me feel heavy. It makes my heart hurt. Like Nick's memory has been laid on top of me and I'm still carrying him.
Her sweater looks so well detailed. Good. I'm in awe, actually, of the clothing. Was Nick murdered? I'm gonna just come out and say it.
Nick's death. Do you know if he had any enemies? Working on anything dangerous? Whew. Now this is a real can of worms.
This is a wake.
I don't know who this jerk
I know
is.
that.
Keeps showing up.
Do you? This isn't the time to be digging and pushing. You always do this. You always... I get it. I just... You're still you, huh? You'll always still be you, Sam. I hope you never change, but I can't handle this right now. I'm gonna go home. I hate that his stuff is all over my house. Then drink and cry all night. You do what you need to do. See you around.
Right, I'm gonna make other people drink and cry. I'm gonna say, hey, was he murdered? Do you know if he had enemies?
Samuel,
I just know why he died. Oh my
I
god.
need a drink or two.
This is one of my...
Three.
This is one of my suspects.
Walter can be overwhelming at times, but he means well.
Okay, it was Walter, Ethan, and...
He's owned this bar for almost a decade and still can't afford another employee.
Oh man. Must be a pretty tiny town for that to be the case. Oh, I guess I should just take it.
So, Nick wasn't drunk, and me? I was drunk as a skunk.
Ah, Samuel. Join us. We were just sharing stories about dear Nicholas. And let me get your next round. Maybe Ethan has a suggestion for a worthy spirit?
Oh, spirits? Oh, no. Friends drink beer.
Yes, I suppose that's fitting. To
Yeah,
dear
plus you already
Nicholas.
have one poured out for me. I don't understand why I would suddenly want something else.
Yeah, he'd been coming in a lot lately. Sat right there. With a bad dad joke or two.
With friends, I guess? Maybe Anna.
Well, by himself with his laptop as his date.
He never drank alone.
You two were close,
He's
though,
working
right?
on a story that had him
Tell me about
bothered.
the man outside the bar.
He had a terrible memory. Couldn't remember names, dates, passwords. Kept his notes squirreled around him like a hoard.
I'm just gonna drink. So, yep, keep talking. I'm listening. Was he murdered? Hey, by the way, did he have enemies?
Put that down! Kathy, what's your underage child doing drinking? You have no control over her? Ethan can lose
I
his
wasn't
license.
doing anything. Don't touch me.
I mean,
Joan.
Ethan can only lose his license if the
Leave me
police
alone.
report it.
Ugh, you guys are all so stupid.
Yeah, he
You
was
do
clearly
not
murdered.
talk to people that way. I'm sorry, everyone. She's just so...
Relax. Go home and drink. Cry yourself to sleep, like the other lady. That'll be two of the
That was
people at the
quite
bar.
heavy-handed. I hope the little one doesn't take it to heart.
I don't like the way this guy talks. He's definitely a suspect. Yeah, Declan was harsh. Friggin' cops.
Sure came at her with both barrels. Joan's tough, though.
Don't trust cops.
She'll be okay.
Oh my god, he's just talking to me all night. Now I need to go home and cry. Drink myself to sleep. I think he was murdered. Hey, where am I staying? Do I have like a sweet hotel room somewhere? Okay, we're ready to play darts now, right? Oh. We're gonna drink until the texture quality drops.
What a night.
Again.
I'd say that went well. Ish.
Who are you?
You got to chat with everyone you've been avoiding.
Is that like my younger
Even
self
if
or
Joan
something?
got
Is that like
inside
my
your head with
inner
her whole dad
inner
mystery
journalism
death
student?
thing. Just shut up. Coming back to Basswood was your idea. You're the one in the driver's seat, Sam. I can't make you do anything. Deep down, you've been looking for a reason to come back.
That's the younger self who's like, we should just make a startup. And then I'm like, no, I don't want to make a startup. I'm going to go become a journalist. Stop pushing me.
Stop pushing me. Stop always poking at me. You just won't quit.
That's why I drink.
To help. And helpful tip number 602. Beer doesn't solve any of this.
Oh, yeah?
We're back out in the world. Feeling emotions, fitting in, that's progress.
Fuck.
Where was
the
I?
world.
Was I in prison?
Pointless talking and more talking, and no one says what they mean. Go away. Let me enjoy being miserable.
Yeah. I'm not very good at social cues here, am I?
Don't do anything stupid. No promises.
My character's not very good at the whole social thing. Might be on the spectrum. Not that there's anything wrong with that, that's totally fine. But, interesting character trait. Oh god, I hate when they do that.
Sir, we need the room.
No, I'm gonna rent it another night. Go away.
No, stay out.
You have 10 minutes before we charge you for another day.
Charge me for another day. See what I can.
Okay. What kind of monsters have a checkout at 9?
Seriously. It should be 11.
What happened last night? Oh, my head. Pills plus drinking. That was not my best idea. Did I black out or what?
I was drugged by that ghost.
I can't.
He may have done something.
Can't think straight. I need some water on my face.
No,
Clear it
let's
up.
take some pills.
Oh, my head. How many of these did I take?
Oh my god, did that ghost actually make me take more pills or something? Okay, new day, new pain. Yes, that's true. View of Basewood. Why is it so bright outside? I don't know, I'm hungover.
God, what a headache. Didn't even get under the covers. Glad I even made it to the bed.
Oh my god, that book? Ugh, throw it away. Let's see. Got some old looking fridge. Do they have water? Ah,
Please,
bright.
let there be water.
Beer. Snacks. Ooh, I like snacks. Let's get
No,
this.
no food. I'll just throw it all
Oh,
out.
is that bad, is it? Yikes.
Is that? No, that's not water. That is vodka, the opposite of water.
Okay, okay. Okay,
No
let's just
water.
go back. There's no water in there. Could try vodka. I mean, I don't have any problem with that.
Just tossed on the floor. My mother would be proud.
Okay, okay. We're gonna find like a dead prostitute in the
At least it
tub
wouldn't
or
take me
something. Is
long
that
to get
is
my
that where the
things.
story takes a really dark turn? Yeah. Nope. Okay, we're safe. We're safe. My shirt's in there though. Oh my god, it's covered in blood. What the hell? I murdered someone. Oh my god, I wasn't even in the town and I murdered Nick. I'm like a time-traveling murderer. I gotta go back to my memory palace, retreat to my safe place.
Where did I get this? What did I do?
Whoa. Ah, the nice little Hitchcock camera. Love it. Gotta go back to my safe place in my memory palace. Even though the checkout is past, I'm gonna have to pay for another night while I remember things. Okay, so this is what I was waiting for. Like, so the memory palace thing, I find it very distracting from the story, but now I'm hoping we're gonna get a good function for it, a good use of it. Something constructive to do with it. Twin mirror. Look, my shoulders have got some dry, flaky skin. Is that zombie Nick? I'm not actually controlling this. Can I not? I can, like, angle him a little bit, but I'm not the one moving forward. Am I not supposed to go through that door? Am I supposed to
Sam,
avoid the doors?
Be more careful. Breathe. Focus.
Okay, so I'm supposed to avoid those? Is that the case?
Find a way to calm down.
Okay, I'll avoid the doorway-looking things. Fine. It's like a little obstacle course. Steady yourself. Like right here? Ah, okay. Gotta look for the right door. That's the whole... That's the key. I don't know, more of this. Okay, we got danger. Nope, behind me. I'm a killer. Oh no. Prison. I'm a murderer. Give in. Give in and, like, kill someone else? Or what? Jail time, death row, solitary. Oh man, these are all my, like, my anxieties. This game is a pretty good depiction of... I'm gonna take control. This game is a very good depiction of anxieties. Always running from the problem. All these feelings getting in the way. I'm a killer. Just like real life. No, I'm no, that's a joke. That's a joke. I have never killed anyone. Oh no. Give in. We're not gonna give in. Focus. Yeah, focus. Here we go. Who's this? Who's this person chasing me? It's myself. No, I'm kidding. I'm looking in a mirror.
You're doing good. Really good. You're almost there.
Got a bad, dry, flaky skin problem on my shoulders here. Okay. I guess I'll
focus.
Look at the mirror.
Act deliberately.
Am I supposed to react based on what their apparent emotions are?
If I run, I'll keep running. I need to face what happened. Answers. Hide. It's never happened. Going on. Get far away. Don't think. Just go.
Yeah, this is the one. It's gonna leave town. Hopefully they won't investigate my room and find a bloody shirt. But if I take the bloody shirt with me, then they'll never get it.
I've run from my problems long enough.
Oh, hey. Taking away my player agency? That's not cool, man. That's not cool. At least let me hide.
If I run, I'll keep running. Yes, answers. Good or bad, I need answers.
Okay, yeah, we can do this. I guess. I guess you're only gonna let me make that choice, right? We're gonna do some journalism. I'm gonna do a journalism to this town.
I know what you're thinking. Stop thinking that. Pills and alcohol, you're lucky enough you didn't wake up dead. I need to know what happened last night. The last place I remember is the bar, so I'll start there. The squeaky nail gets hammered down. Maybe don't play lone wolf detective.
This is the hit murder comedy. Dude, where's my murder victim? Oh, be careful. I'll be safer knowing.
There's too many questions about last night. All the obvious answers are bad, but worth knowing. Not all answers are worth knowing.
That's not true.
I can't just run.
It's always
from
worth
whatever
knowing.
this is. So either help me or get out of my head. It's your life, Sam. I just live here. more things change, the more they stay the same. Do you really think breaking and entering is a good idea? Used Ethan's hidden spare key, no breaking involved. I don't know if he'll see it that way. I could wait for the bar to open, or I could look for answers. I picked the latter.
If I may weigh in here, though, the identity of this person that I keep talking to, this, like, ghost figure, I don't know if it's my conscience or what, but I don't think it's actually worth withholding that person's identity from the player. I don't think it's adding anything to the experience. Better not touch them if I want to keep my hand. Ethan's accounts.
I doubt Ethan's account somehow led to the blood on my shirt.
It might have. You never know that. Might have been motive. Family photo.
Ethan and his parents. And I'm guessing that's his sister. He always thought they'd run the bar together.
Then, what, she ran away? Security desk stops most casual theft attempts. Yes, can I not interact with that? Exotic bottle? Yeah, I'll take that. Give me something to drink all the horrors away.
I remember seeing this before. A long time ago.
Okay, but I can't, like, look at the security footage or something? Low demand for it yesterday. Yes, soda cans. Beer kegs know the taste all too well. Indeed.
Whoa. What happened here last night? First, look around, figure out what happened.
Okay, now we're talking. Now we're getting somewhere, kind of like Detroit Become Human. We're gonna...
I ended up drinking alone. So who brought that second glass?
Wait, was it not that big manager dude? Possibly risky to linger, yeah. In fact, I could take a couple cash things. Before or after the incident? Indeed, that is a good question. Let's see. Oh man, all this stuff is smashed. Someone did not want to remember Nick.
Ugh. Did I do this? Sorry, Nick.
Someone murdered him and then I murdered his memory. Terrible. Terrible. I'll get my mind off of it by playing. Oh my god, is it seriously going to let me play this? What the hell? It is so inappropriate to be playing this. Wow. So this is a Let's Play within a Let's Play. How much of Pac-Man do you think they have in the, within this game? Like... Ah, I just lost.
Chasing and being chased by ghosts.
I'll come back to that later. Broken clock. Oh no.
What knocked this clock off the pillar?
What knocked this clock off the pillar? Sticky floor. Dried alcohol. Could be from spills or a broken bottle. Ah, there are broken bottles indeed. That's...
These were sent scattering. Someone thrown into them?
Okay, so we had a bar fight that I don't remember.
Ripped. Did this happen yesterday, or was it always like that?
It seems there was a fight. It could explain the blood on my shirt. Does it mean that I was involved? I won't be able to find out without more evidence. It might have fallen off the table. Seems some people got rowdy last night.
Seems like, because I don't remember anything, none of these things are actually clues. Joel's cap.
Joel's hat. Maybe we ended up having it out after all.
Yeah, good. Guy was a jerk. I kind of wish I could move a little faster. Washroom, nope. Is that all? Sticky floor. I can't select that. Hot sauce bottle? Maybe I got it someone's eye? No? Okay. Hey, let me inspect this. Okay, yes, it's beer.
Definitely not the wake Nick would have wished for.
We never know.
What a mess. Hope this wasn't me.
It's Dr. Hyde.
Hugh's business card. Wonder why it's here.
Bosswood Pharmacy? Ah. Yes, the pharmacy guy. Now, first we took on drug companies, now it's all about the pharmaceutical giants. Okay, now I can't look down. That's weird. Wait, is this a bug? I actually can't move the camera. I have no control over the camera now. So that's a bug, right? Oh, okay, if I hold right click I can control the camera again. Oh, that's crazy annoying. I don't know what happened. That like flipped my controls around. Nothing else here? Okay, yes.
What a mess. Hope this wasn't me.
Okay, so I think we're okay there. Alright, let's see, we've got some blood.
Could be the same blood that was on my shirt.
Could be. I don't exactly have a way to test, though, do I?
Looked like it might have been kicked.
A lot of conjecture so far. Let's...
The flowers are ruined. Looks like they were knocked over, then stepped on.
DG. Dennis's initials. Was he involved in whatever happened? Wouldn't surprise me.
Okay, but wouldn't surprise me
I've
isn't
seen enough to
exactly
put together the pieces of what happened
all the
last night.
journalism.
Just gotta think it through.
Press spacebar to go to the Mind Palace. Okay, let's use this for good. Let's get a better idea of what this Mind Palace does.
At least I can always count on this place to make sense.
Does it? Does it, though?
Now to work out what happened while I was blacked out last night. I just need to think it through logically, throw out impossibilities. Until only the truth is left.
Yeah, but we're still just making it up.
Fight, but it could have played out in many different ways. I have to think it through. Find out what really happened. My memory ends here. But there's two glasses. Who was here with me?
Can I not do something there? Can't select that. Started here, okay.
I was drinking on my own when someone approached me. I can't remember who it was, but
He was bald,
I know
though.
we got into a fight. Obviously.
It was the old mine owner. Like, you got me shut down, boy. Then I threw a punch. I'm like, I'll do that more than that, you rich jerk.
If I
Down with the
figure out
capitalists.
How the fight went, I should figure out who my assailant was.
That doesn't necessarily follow, I think, but could be. Toward the pillar. Toward the entrance or toward the pillar? Probably toward the
Broken
entrance,
glass,
but we were
damaged
too
seat.
drunk.
It's possible the fight made its way over here. Something hit the pillar with enough force to make the clock fall. A person thrown into the pillar would do it. Broken glass, damaged seat. It's possible the fight made its way over here.
These are all the questions to form a hypothesis, okay? Where did it end? Bar near the jukebox on the stage. On the stage.
Looks like not even the memorial board was spared by the brawl. That could be it, but I still have to figure out who was sitting next to me.
It's kind of interesting. So I don't actually know if I got it right? Who was implicated? Dennis, Joel, Hugh, all of them, technically. Did I even... Oh, I found the bracelet, yeah.
That's Dennis's. I definitely wanted to shut him up last night. Joel's cap. Maybe he provoked me again after I'd had a few. The pharmacist's business card. Hope I didn't start picking on the elderly. That's Dennis's. I definitely wanted to shut him up last night.
Let's see. Okay. Do a little CSI reconstruction.
That can't be right. It doesn't match the damage done to the room. Joel's cap. Maybe he
So does it change depending on who I think did it? Or do I have to, like, redirect the other questions?
That can't be right.
No, I think I have to do
match the
another
damage
question
done
here
to the
first.
room. Something hit the pillar with enough force to make the clock fall. Person.
Yep, there we go. Got you on the stage, jerk. Now you're all like, oh, my nose.
Fit with the thing I found.
No, it's got to be Dennis.
That's Dennis's. I have the complete picture.
I have the complete picture now. Boom. Freaking Dennis.
You know, the man who talks to himself has an idiot for an audience.
Fuck off, Dennis.
And that was enough. I just punched him.
Friends left in town.
Yeah, you would know about that.
At least my best friend never slept with my ex.
Go off on him. Yeah, there we go.
Who do you blame more, huh? The backstabbing asshole or the bitch who...
You don't talk about Anna or Nick that way.
You think you know who Nick was? Mr. Perfect? Give me a break. You have no idea. No one in this town does.
What are you talking about?
I'll show you. But not here.
Sam.
Meet me later at
Sam.
Ethan is coming back in through the front. At least I think it's him. You think it's him? I can't actually tell if you can't tell. What I know for sure is if it's Ethan, he may not be happy to find you here. So I strongly suggest you leave. And if you don't, well, I don't have time to lose explaining myself to Ethan.
Yeah. We're just gonna sneak out. Bye-bye. Oh yeah, you can stay and explain it to him, ghost guy. I mean, Ethan's probably just showing up early so we can clean up all that stuff and... Oof. Sorry, Ethan. I did have to shut Dennis up. He had it coming. Downtown Basswood. I think I kept calling it Basswood. Like, yeah, we cut down trees to make bass guitars.
Of course. I come back on the town's Miners' Day celebration.
Pretty sure Nick didn't choose when to get murdered.
No time to dwell on that.
This like pretend friend I have here.
You tried Dennis's cell phone. No answer. So what now? Ask around, see if anyone's seen Dennis today. Maybe see if anything jogs my memory.
Is this
I've
gonna
got
be
worse
like
plans.
Mr. Robot, where I just have like this 10 friend who blocks my memories? I hope that's not a spoiler. I don't think that's a spoiler. Mr. Robot's such a
It's
great
small.
series.
If Dennis came through Main Street, someone saw him.
Oh hey, I can jog a little bit now. That's great. I'm just out for a jog. I'm gonna go to the drugstore, get some more pills, ride the spaceship like a child. It's very precise how you have to point at these little dots. And because there's no crosshair, it's like you really have to just wiggle the camera around a bit until you get it. Swits? What's a swit? Fly candy?
Yo, get out the way.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Asshole.
That's enough.
What a jerk.
Kathy and Hugh were both at the wake. I should talk to them.
Hey, you think he was murdered? I don't wanna, you know, peel at any scabs here, but
All these years,
I think he was murdered.
She followed Nick to Basswood, but never liked it.
Okay, I guess I'm not here to talk to you anyway. Hey, what's this? Miner's Day ad? No, I don't care. Miner's Day's not my thing. Got a diploma from online university. Checks out. Hey, is that my prescription, asshole?
Ah, Samuel. Sorry about Richard. He's always a little on edge. I'm surprised to see you up and about after the night you had. Honestly. I was afraid you'd end up like your friend. You were quite inebriated.
I have an impressive hangover.
Yeah, and I have quite a hangover to show for it. Not my finest hour.
I would say not. After your barroom brawl, I did my best to prevent you from following that other man outside. And I tried to get you to hand over your keys, but you would have none of it.
Oh, don't
Sorry
tell me I
about that.
drunk drive to the
man I had a fight
hotel.
with, Dennis. Have you seen him today?
Seen him? No, can't say I have.
I murdered
Thanks
him.
anyways.
Uh-oh.
That article you wrote, it's done this town a lot of good.
Yeah, you told me that last night, but
How do you figure?
The mine was a band-aid on a torn artery. Sometimes, doing what is unpopular is still the moral choice.
it's
You
true.
probably believe that.
I'd offer you something for that hangover, but I find in some cases, time is the best medicine.
I'm laying off everything.
Last night was a wake-up call. I'm gonna try focusing on clean living.
Everything is poison. All that matters is the dose. Now you have a good one, young man.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a vegan
Was
from
there
now
anything
on.
else you needed, by the way?
This character has totally changed everything. Nah, I should get going. I don't care why you
Stop
moved to
bothering you.
Basswood.
I need to get going anyways.
Basswood.
Not a bother at all. It's always a pleasure. Do come see me again.
Okay, my journal is updated. Oh, hey, you're the weird lady with the pickup truck.
Oh, Sam, you here to pick up something for your, condition?
I have a condition.
Yeah, the one that makes you the way you're always so... you?
Wow.
It's all right, of course. I won't tell anyone. I think I might actually have leaky gut. It's where your intestine starts to dissolve, and your
Yeah, I'm gonna listen to this.
starts to leak out into your blood. I'm trying to find something for it, and if it doesn't help, can't hurt. I'm glad someone took over this old drugstore. Can you imagine? This town without a pharmacy would be like, well...
I regret
with a
listening to
hole
her.
in my gut.
I'm so sorry I just subjected you all to that.
The internet when I get home.
At least you can
It'll tell me what to get.
skip through it. Skip like 5 seconds ahead.
Nice talking to you, Tara.
Oh yes.
What's my condition? Am I schizophrenic or something? Like, am I literally seeing that person? That like other version of myself or whatever that was?
Not uncommon for miners to end up in those once they get black lungs.
Yeah, I bet. Okay, yes, open this, thank you. So, Dennis is missing. I probably killed him. Oh, can't trust myself. I'm the murderer. That's gotta be a good murder mystery game. You do all this investigation, it's like, wait. I did it. And then you don't report it, you just leave. You just leave the town. Like, you scramble all the clues, throw off the trail. And then they just rule it like a suicide or something.
Just have you hanging around here all day like a ghost.
It's a free country.
Hey, don't give me that. People have been complaining, so don't let me see you here again.
You fascist.
What you just...
It's true. Don't make it
Just doing
true.
my job. It's nothing personal.
Looks like you're not the only one who started off on the wrong foot today.
Sorry you had to see
Shut up,
that.
you.
Some people you just can't reason with. Speaking of, you're still in town.
And the cop is some people. Seen Dennis today?
You haven't seen Dennis today, have you?
Why are you looking for him?
I wanted to apologize for last night.
Yeah, that's good.
I'll just stay out of his way for a day or two. I heard you messed up Dennis pretty good last night. I'm not judging. His head's full of smoke. Takes a while to clear it out.
That person you were talking to? Who's that?
A lost soul. Vagrancy isn't a crime, but loitering and trespassing are.
Same thing.
I try to be understanding, polite, but it's hard when no one is polite back. People call you pig.
Declan, I've got places to be.
And frankly,
Right.
you are a
Don't
pig.
make me
You're a
gab at you
fascist.
all day like I was Christina or something. Woo! That girl can talk. Just remember, this town don't always respect the things you do.
Yeah, wouldn't I be like the...
I know.
Yeah.
I don't
Wouldn't
wanna
I know
keep you,
that
officer.
better than most?
Have a good day.
Keep your nose clean.
I'm gonna go dip my nose in chocolate just to piss him off. Like, you can't tell me what to do. You pig. You fascist.
No luck so far, but I should keep digging around.
Oh. I
Someone
was gonna say, like, do I really have to run at the town? But no. They're gonna give me some invisible barriers. Okay, I'm not gonna go there. This is many companies left town. Yes, I get it. I get it. Okay, I want to hop that fence. Okay, so I've been to the drugstore. Now I can go to Blackheart Hotel. That's where I'm staying. Oh my god, is this where you live? Mark Twain quote? Of all things I've lost, I miss my mind the most. That's a good quote. What you drawing?
What are you doing out here?
Hey, Muley. Waiting for my mom to get off her shift at the pharmacy. Drawing. I got a new journal after I left the old one somewhere. See?
That's a sketchbook, not a journal. Yikes. You really do need a father figure.
Did you get home okay last night?
Yeah. I bike everywhere. It's not like anything scary bad happens in Basswood. At least not normally. I heard you asking about my dad last night.
Careful about listening to other people's conversations. Some find it rude.
Then everyone should talk quieter.
That's what I always say. Ever consider being a reporter when you grow up?
I've thought about it, but that's not what I want to do. Did you find out anything about my dad?
Not yet. Not really, at least.
Not
Let me know if
really.
you find
Not your
anything,
real
please.
dad, if you know what I mean.
I feel like I need something. It's just this town, you know? This place. It feels like I'm suffocating. I can't breathe. I can't think. I can't stand my mom. I don't like school. Well, except for science. And just when I imagine
Gotta
myself
listen to
in
the kids.
future,
I mean,
I just don't. I don't
no
know.
one listens to
I don't
kids.
see this place or these people.
Then they go out and cause trouble,
I'm somewhere else.
Yikes.
Anywhere else.
even though she didn't say anything important.
I know it's stupid, just...
It's not stupid. If you want, you can go anywhere in the world. Have adventures, fall in love. I mean, that's what I've been told anyway.
Gross. Okay, well that other stuff sounds okay, though. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, no problem. No one
I got
does.
grown-up stuff I gotta do.
I've
Gotta
got
go find
kid
that
stuff I
guy
gotta
beat
see
up.
about.
That's
So we'll
grown-up
go
stuff.
It's tough seeing her like this.
Ah, cafe.
Since she got older by 6 years in just 2.
Who are you? You an employee? On talk.
Hey, don't remember seeing you in town before. Passing by?
I'm from here.
I was
here
born in
before you were
Basswood.
born.
I was raised
Probably.
in
I don't know.
Basswood,
How old are you?
Though I left for a few years.
Wait, you managed to leave and still came back? You'd never see me again if I left.
Why don't you then?
Yeah, sure. I'm just gonna take my millions of dollars and make a run for it. I can barely get by, like everyone
I can
else.
relate to this game a lot,
Too
actually.
poor to stay,
A little too much.
poor to leave.
My hometown used to be like a steel mill town a long time ago. Before I was born, actually. But it's basically been in like a slow state of decay ever since it shut down. Hey, Joe. Looking menacingly at that statue. It was like, yeah, I'm gonna beat up that freaking miner.
Joe.
Oh, that's Anne's dad, isn't it?
Sam, you old bridge jumper, how you been? What's the calendar say?
2 years, Joe. It's been 2 years.
Too long. Heard you showed up yesterday. Boys give you trouble?
They might have given me a bit of a welcome back.
After the mine closed, well, it ain't easy to put food on the table. Don't let that weigh on you. No one else has lost their legs recently.
You haven't seen Dennis today, have you?
I wish. Just about the only guy I could talk hockey with.
Not football?
I want to talk football. I could just grab anybody on the street. Dennis actually enjoys a man sport. But no, I haven't seen him.
So, how have you been holding up?
Terribly. But Anna keeps me young. How'd you ever let her get away?
You probably know better than me.
I heard all about it. Still, I always liked you. Straight shooters are a rare breed these days. I like a man that can look me in the eye and say what he means.
I have places I need to be, but it's good to see you.
Just promise you won't wait 2 years before saying boo again.
I'll do my best.
Okay, well, I think it auto-saves. I'm gonna leave it here. I feel like I've been playing this a long time, but, you know, as a demo, I feel like I've been playing this along, but I haven't really gotten that far. I've got the slimmest taste of, you know, the mechanics of the game so far. The whole memory palace thing. It's gonna be hit or miss. I mean, like, before the actual murder stuff, I thought the memory palace was just a weird distraction. It was kind of annoying, but that first investigation scene was okay. And if it just keeps getting more complicated than that, I think it actually has a lot of potential. However, I mean, like, actually being able to handle evidence would be kind of nice. something a little more akin to like Phoenix Wright of all things, and looking at logical contradictions rather than just kind of piecing things together and seeing how it fits, right? Because right now it feels like very square peg and square hole, and if I just accidentally guess circle peg, then it'll just give me the opportunity to revise until I get it right. I don't know. I would maybe like to try a little bit more of this just to see if anything changes, if it gets a little more complicated, more layers to the game mechanics. But I'd say it's a gorgeous looking game. The atmosphere hits pretty hard. I mean, I'm from a small town that's well past its prime too, and character's kind of an asshole, and I'm afraid maybe that relates to me a little bit well too. I hope not. I actually hope that's not true. But this is Twin Mirror, and yeah, I've been Red Zed. I'm gonna cut it here, and maybe next week I'll check out a little bit more of it if it gets more complicated. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Friends and comrades, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe. Follow along for more. And I'll be back with some more demos next week. Be seeing ya.